Welcome back to the Healthy Over 50 podcast, the show where we explore practical, science backed ways to live your best life after 50. My name is Liliane, but you can call me Lily. And I have to say, I am so glad you're here today. Today's episode is one that really excites me. We're talking about something called a mind movie. A simple tool that could completely change the way you think about your health, your goals, and what's possible for you in this chapter of your life. I'll be drawing on the work of neuroscientist and best-selling author Dr. Joe Dispenza, especially his extraordinary book, Becoming Supernatural. So, what exactly is a mind movie? At its core, a mind movie is a short, personalized video or slideshow, typically around 3 minutes long, that combines images of your ideal future, positive affirmations, and uplifting music. You create it yourself. So it reflects your vision, your goals, your life. Think of it as a vision board, but one that moves, sounds, and feels alive. In Becoming Supernatural, Dr. Joe Dispenza dedicates an entire chapter, I believe it is chapter 8, to mind movies. He describes how he uses them in his advanced workshops worldwide and explains how combining vivid imagery with emotion is one of the most powerful ways to begin rewiring the brain for new future. Now, I want to be really clear. This is not about magical thinking or wishful daydreaming. He grounds this in neuroscience. And for those of us close to 50 or over 50, understanding that science makes all the difference. And here is the key insight. Your brain cannot easily tell the difference between a real experience and one that is vividly imagined. So when you watch your mind movie with genuine feeling and intention, your brain begins to lay down new neural pathways. As if you have already lived those experiences. That is neuroplasticity at work. And the good news is it is available to all of us at any age. So let's talk about what's actually happening in your brain when you use a mind movie. Dr. Dispenza recommends watching your mind movie at two very specific times of day. First thing in the morning, just after waking, and last thing at night before sleep. The reason is actually quite fascinating. At these moments, your brain is in a very specific state. The very same brain states associated with deep meditation, creativity, and crucially access to your subconscious mind. And in these windows, your brain becomes what he calls highly suggestible. So far more open to absorbing new beliefs and programming. Think of it this way. Your subconscious mind is like fertile soil. Most of the time, the rational, analytical brain acts like a fence around it. But in those very specific moments, just waking or just drifting off, that fence comes down And what you plant in those moments takes root far more deeply. So then there is as well the role of emotion. Dr. Dispenza is really clear about this. Images alone are not enough. It is the feeling you bring to the images that creates the real shift. Feelings of gratitude, joy, love, and excitement act like a signal boost. They tell the brain, this matters. Remember this. And here's something that is particularly encouraging for those of us in our 50s, 60s, and beyond. Harvard Health has highlighted that neuroplasticity does not stop with age. With consistent practice, the brain continues to form new synaptic connections. Visualization and meditation are among the most powerful ways to stimulate that process. So you are never too old to literally change your mind. I really love that idea. So research also shows that positive visualization reduces cortisol. That's our stress hormone. We've been talking about that one quite a bit on this podcast, while boosting confidence, reducing anxiety, and building what psychologists call emotional resilience. For a generation managing life transitions, retirement, health changes, or simply wanting to feel more, vital and purposeful, these benefits are real and they are meaningful. Now, let's talk about why I think mind movies are particularly powerful for us. For people in the, second half of life, many of us reach our 50s having spent decades focusing on other people, raising families, building careers, caring for parents. We've been so busy looking outward that we've perhaps forgotten to ask, what do I actually want myself? What do you actually want? Do you know that? So a mind movie forces you to answer that question, and that alone is powerful. So here are some very clear benefits I really want you to pay attention to. So first thing is, think about it. Creating a mind movie requires you to get specific about what a healthy, vibrant, joyful life looks like for you. Not in vague terms, but in real, vivid, sensory detail. That clarity itself is motivating. So we want clarity of vision, and that really helps. Many of us carry unconscious stories. I'm getting old. My best years are behind me. Change is too hard at this point. Daily exposure to positive imagery and affirmations gradually dismantles those narratives and replaces them with new, empowering beliefs. So it's about that tool helps you rewire your limiting beliefs. Mind movies engage multiple senses simultaneously. So the sight, sound, emotion. This multisensory engagement strengthens memory retention and creates stronger neural pathways, making the positive programming far more effective than simply, repeating affirmation in a mirror. So it's great even for your mental health. When you start your morning by watching your mind movie, by immersing yourself in the feeling of your ideal life, you carry that energy into your day, Your choices, your habits, your conversations all begin to align with the vision of yourself, of the self you're becoming. So it helps with motivation and creating that momentum. And perhaps most beautifully, it is fun, choosing your images, picking your music, writing your affirmations. I think it's just like, it's a joyful creative act. And joy in itself is a powerful healing frequency. Right. So, how do you actually make a mind movie? The good news is it is simpler than you think. You don't need any technical expertise. So, I'm just going to share with you like a 6-step process that you can use. First thing is we need to get clear on our goals. So get clear on your goals. What does your ideal healthy life look like? Think across all areas: your physical health, your energy, your relationships, your purpose, your experiences. Be specific and personal. Step 2, you need to gather your images. Search for photos that represent those goals and, those photos that make you feel something. A vibrant person hiking, a dining table full of laughing friends, a sunset from a dream destination. So you can add, pictures, but videos are even better. Step 3, because they will spark genuine emotion. Step 3, write your affirmations. Craft short, present tense statements that support your vision. For example, I am full of energy and vitality. I wake up each morning feeling grateful and strong. I am living my most vibrant chapter. Write them as if they are already true. So write your affirmations. Step 4, choose your music. Come on, that is a lovely thing to do. Pick a piece of music that genuinely moves you. Something that makes you feel elevated, hopeful, and alive. The music is not background noise. It is the emotional carrier that makes the whole experience land in your nervous system. So choose your music carefully. Step 5, assemble it. So you can use free tools like Canva, iMovie, or even a simple PowerPoint presentation set to music. Aim for around 3 minutes. Save it to your phone so it's always accessible. And once you've assembled it, you're good to go. So step 6, you got to watch it daily, in the morning and in the evening. These are the ideal moments, as Dr. Dispenza recommends. So watch it with full attention, not a background noise. Some people say you can almost do a small meditation before and then you watch it. It's even better. So close your eyes between clips and, feel what you're seeing. Let yourself genuinely inhabit that future. If there's one thing I hope you take away from today's episode, it is this. It's never too late to imagine a bigger, healthier, more joyful version of your life. And a mind movie gives you a daily, personalized tool to help your brain actually get there. I'd strongly encourage you to pick up Dr. Joe Dispenza's book, Becoming Supernatural, and have a read, read chapter 8 on mind movies. And then make your movie. Give yourself an hour this weekend. You deserve it. So if this episode resonated with you, please subscribe, leave us a review, and share it with someone who needs a reminder that their best chapter might still be ahead of them. And I'll see you next time on the Healthy Over 50 podcast. Take care of yourself because you are absolutely worth it.